Very promising filly.
11, 1 and 16 from Michael Heath there. Thanks for that, Mike. Good luck, punters at home. If you want to leg in as to what's going to happen in the Black Opal this afternoon, there's a rider here called Jim Cassidy who's got a pretty good hope. I spoke to him a few moments ago. Jim, big day for you. You won this race, the Black Opal, on fraud for Brian Guy a couple of years ago.
Pretty much same sort of conditions too, Nick.
So, yeah.
I think it was raining a little bit more that day throughout the day, but you got to be in them to win them.
Now, listen, you're on a horse for Gary Portelli, Coral Salute. They put the blinkers on it today. That might turn the tables, according to Gary.
Well, he's very happy with him. He's done everything right since he's put the blinkers on him. He's worked well, and his first couple of runs were very good. So, as I say, you've got to be in them to win them.
He's done a couple of things wrong, according to the trainer, but if he puts his best foot forward today, you're in there with a big chance. And, of course, Rings of Gold in the later race, too, for Gai Waterhouse.
Yeah, I thought he would have been hard to beat without too much rain, Nick, but unfortunately they've got the rain last night, and he wasn't that happy in the ground at Gosford and the Guineas, but he's got the Waterhouse polish on him, and Pumper taking him round, so he's got to be every hope.
It'd be nice for you to win a couple here today and then head off tonight, wouldn't it, to win a couple at Canterbury?
Yeah, it will. Big meeting at Canterbury tonight, and looking forward to getting back there tonight. First big meeting of the carnival.
You like these day-night matches, mate?
No, not really, mate.
Pretty busy, isn't it?
I prefer just to be under the lights tonight, and but look, it's a big day for Canberra, so it's nice to be here, and if I can pick up one of them, well, it's always a bonus.
How are the injury problems, mate? How's that wrist of yours?
Yeah, it's still playing up a bit, but I'll get through till after, get through the next 6 weeks and get it right so I can get back on the golf course with you, mate.
Good on you. We miss you.
I'm missing you too.
Good luck this afternoon, mate.
Thanks, Nick.
Jim Cassidy there, one of Sydney's top riders, of course, and he'll be riding for Gary Portelli, Coral Salute in the big one this afternoon, and of course a big night for Jimmy as well at Canterbury.
Ready to run, race 4. Here's Tony Campbell.
Crete the favourite. They're off. Fairly good start, although Bold went back to the tail of the field with Frisk Me, and Sioux Street got away well and driving through Knuckleodian. Going up wide was the favourite Crete, followed by Ragnar easing back behind their speed. Moamba gains ground, followed then by Stan Mark. Ludlam. Bold is out wide, followed by Select Edition. Shanville is second last, and last of all was Frisk Me as they leave the back and race down the side. Crete moved up on the outside to share the lead with Knuckleodian. 2 off in third. Moamba racing on the outside of Sioux Street. A link behind those racing down towards the turn. Bold followed further back to Ragnar, then Stan Mark. Ludlam well back, followed by Frisk Me, Shanville and Select Edition as last as they race up towards the Aspect computing home turn, and little between the favourite Crete on the outside and Knuckleodian joining in. Moamba going wide, Bold, and wider still Ludlam, followed by Sioux Street getting up along the inside, then Shanville followed by Ragnar. Back behind those Stan Mark, well in the straight with about 250 metres to go. Knuckleodian the leader, but Moamba on the outside, and here's Shanville. Shanville's joining in very, very quickly. Shanville raced to the lead with about 100 metres to go. Moamba's battling on, but Shanville puts up a very tidy effort, and Shanville racing away. Shanville by a big space. Moamba second, Sioux Street third, Knuckleodian. In behind those then Frisk Me, Bold, followed by Ludlam, well back Crete, disappointing. Further back then Stan Mark and the last pair, Ragnar and Select Edition.
It was a tidy effort by Shanville, ridden by John Nisbet, $5.92. Moamba paid $2.70, and South Street was third, $3.20. OK, back to Flemington. Andrew Bensley and Alf Matthews with the last word.
Yeah, good on you, Tappy. Miss Powerbird's the favourite. Has been easy. There's been no support for her. Of the others, a little bit for Arrogance here, number 3. It's 1-2 from 2 down the straight. And the other one, the David Hayes runner, Prince Essa. It's had support and now starting to drift out again. It's having its first start. Has been here about a couple of months ago, was sent back to Lindsay Park and is now back to race under the new trainer, Tony McAvoy. Elf, what are you favouring?
Well, it's a very, very difficult race, this, Andrew. Miss Powerbird, I've continually said, if it's fit, they won't beat it. I've got no doubt she is purely and simply the class horse in the race. However, it's a little bit soft on course and getting softer indeed as we keep looking. I've still put her on top reluctantly. I've put number 3 Arrogance in to run second. Terrific form down the straight, looks hard and fit, looks in fantastic order as you would expect of one of Russell Cameron's. And I've put in number 4 Hard Rider. Now, she was very disappointing last start at Caulfield, but I'm prepared to forgive her for that. Brett Preble back on today, was very, very agitated last start, that was actually taken out at the gates, we understand. But nevertheless, these things have to be done because security and safety is of the prime element. And also, the only thing I'm going to say about Princessa is that it is a wonderful looking individual by Danehill out of a stakes group winning horse, Capchat, and looks absolutely awesome. The only way I can sum it up, 1, 3 and 4. Don't forget, Princessa. Be very careful.
All right, well, yeah, there was support for the 7, but it's drifted out just in the last few calls that we're getting through. All right, Miss Powerbird is an easing favourite, though. There's been no support for a Tappy. Little bit of nibbles here for 3, Arrogance as well. And they're about to come up here with Prince Essa. That's it on screen, about to come up.
And the thing I like about this is that it's a nice, calm, relaxed horse having its first start.
All right, John, it's all yours.
Righto, Andrew, thank you. Princessa is the good sort Alf Matthews was talking about by Danehill out of Capchat. Capchat won a Group 1 at Rosehill Gardens on one occasion. The race that is now known as the Coolmore Classic, which has had a series of sponsors, and I can't remember what it was called the day Capchat won it. Eagle Farm race 1 with correct weight. Silver Page was the winner there, 9.30 and 3.20, defeating Prince Starlight, Bolden, Quinella 23.80, trifecta 546. Let's go to Greg Miles at Flemington.
Right, John, just 2 or 3 to move in now. Radio Sky has moved up. Miss Powerbird top pick at $2. $5 for Arrogance, unbeaten up the straight, and $5.60 for the first start at Princessa. And wouldn't it be a fitting tribute to the late Peter Hayes, whose name appears in the book alongside Tony McAvoy, who's to take over the Lindsay Park establishment if she could win. Now Dennis Lou moving up to complete the lineup. The Pura Milk handicap, 1100 metres, they're set to go. Favourite drawn 1, but they're likely to come grandstand side, the lot of them. Radio Sky playing up. Gee, alongside Hard Rider, who had a similar horrible experience here last week, but this time Radio Sky has settled a bit better. Calming, lifting into the air, settled again. Radio Sky's rider is out of the saddle here at the moment, though. It's Aaron Spiteri about to climb back on board. He's gathering up his irons, and they're about to go. $1.90 now, Miss Powerbird on Super Tab. She's drawn 1. Princessa is alongside her in 2. They're away. Miss Powerbird and Princessa both began okay with Calming. Radio Sky was a touch slow to move. Hard Rider got out well with Arrogance and Dennis Lou over on the outside. Now Miss Powerbird's dropping in for a bit of a trail through the early part of the race, and at the 8.50 it's Hard Rider zipping over to the outside rail to lead from Calming, and Princessa's moved up to be with those horses in the pink colours, lying third, and just behind them is Arrogance. Miss Powerbird well off the rail, Radio Sky just inside her, and Dennis Lou towards the tail near the outside rail. They're inside the 600 metres now, and it's Hard Rider against the outside rail, Calming in the red cap, and Princessa, who's the widest of these 3 by the 400 metres. Arrogance gets over their heels, and Miss Powerbird's putting in her claim, but she's the widest runner as they head along towards the 250, and it's Princessa trying to go with Arrogance and Miss Powerbird on the far side. They're inside the 200. Princessa giving something. Miss Powerbird coming after at the clock tower, and Arrogance is in the middle, 100 metres to go, and Princessa responding to Stephen Baster with Arrogance. Princessa and Arrogance head bobbing, go. They hit the line. I think Arrogance might have wanted a nose to Princessa. Close between the two. Heads are out of sync, and Miss Powerbird is third. Long break to Radio Sky, followed by Calming, and behind them is Dennis Lou, and Hard Rider dropped out to finish last of all. Judge will call for the photo between Arrogance and Princessa in the time of 1:05.2. Judge needing the photo finish. They were out of sync, heads were up and down. There'll be little between them right on the post. Stand by for the numbers here. The judge has semaphored some Chinese hieroglyphic, which leaves us all completely in the dark. It could go either way. I just had a slight leaning to Arrogance. Or no, Dennis Lou's, rather, it'll get this, Princessa. 7 has got it. Princessa on the outside. Number 7 has won. Number 7, Princessa, Stephen Baster, has won. Second to number 3, Arrogance, Damien Oliver. And third, number 1, Miss Powerbird, Vincent Caddy at 7, 3 and 1. She has got the bob in right on the post. And look at the margin which she's won by. Well, racing has a karma. In a few minutes we'll be observing a minute's silence for the late Peter Hayes as flags fly at half-mast, and his mark on racing will last forever, and that is a stark reminder of his undoubted talent. So a tribute win to the late Peter Hayes, whose name appears in the race book alongside Tony McAvoy this afternoon for all of the Hayes trained runners, and Princessa really responding, and that'll be a very emotional moment for all of the family and for Stephen Baster, who formed a very close association with Peter, particularly over the last 12 months or so. He'll be quite overcome, I'm sure, with emotion, and he's ridden a heck of a good race to get home in a very, very close photo finish. First start for this filly, who fetched $325,000 at the Easter yearling sales, full sister to Keeneland. So I doubt there'll be a dry eye in the house when this one comes back to scale. Princessa, Stephen Baster, Tony McAvoy and the late Peter Hayes taking out the third at Flemington today.
Righto, Greg. Yes, indeed, an emotional moment for all concerned. The little bow on the silk cap of Stephen Baster has come adrift as he comes back to scale in those spectacular colours, and what a spectacular looking filly she is. And a $325,000 yearling purchase. Her owners no doubt would be saying thank goodness she can gallop. 550 and 280 number 7, 230 number 3, no third tote Miss Powerbird, having her first run since January, and she just simply knocked up. The Quinella...
Very difficult week, a tragic week for the Hayes family, and indeed a pleasure under the circumstances to catch up with David, who looks to be handling the week remarkably well, David.
Yeah, it was a happy but very sad moment then, but it's been a very tough week. Yeah.
Just with everything, you were initially told, obviously back in Hong Kong, you had to get here, you've got through your week. I guess it must be good just to get to the races.
Yeah, it is. I think Peter would want it that way, and you know, he had horses that he'd set for this meeting for a long time, and it was just a nice tribute that the VRC was allowed us to race in his name for the last time. Yeah.
Well, that winner, that was pretty good, wasn't it? Because I thought on the line, as did Greg Miles, that the Arrogance had held you off.
Yeah, I actually thought that we'd lost the race, and I think the boy upstairs shoved it over the line, and it was a great result.
Let's have a look at the rest of the runners here. You've got La Lagoon and Mustajel, or whatever you want to call it, here on the Sires Produce. Yes,
both very good. Mustajel's drawn ideally. The filly's drawn a bit wide, but she's got the stronger form line through the Blue Diamond. And I do think over 7 she should be better suited. And having said that, the Pentire horse will love 7. He'll eat 7 today. So he's got 2 very fit, very sound horses that will go very close, I think.
We'll catch up with you later. We've got to go to a race in Adelaide where probably T. McAvoy hopefully will train the winner of this. Have you got one in this?
Well, they say when it rains it pours, yes.
Storm Toss
and Burnish, so right. Let's hope something happens.
Okay, thanks, David. David Hayes, as we go to Adelaide, no wait here at Flemington at this stage.
To the broadcasting tower, and here's Tony Campbell for the call of race 5.
Medicine led up next, waiting on September Mist. Moving in well. This is the Actu-AGL National Sprint. Crowd building up all the time. There's a huge crowd here now, and the sun is streaming down. Waiting on Pittance to move along with Old Man Sam, and we'll have a start in the Actu-AGL National Sprint. Pittance the favourite ahead of Final Fantasy and Catapult. Very good class field this for the sprint. And of course the race following this one is the big one of the day, the ADT Security Black Opal Stakes in brilliant sunshine. Now the line is set, they're all in, they're boxed and ready for the national sprint. Normal Practice, the red light is on, got them away to a good level start, although Normal Practice dwelt as back last when they hit the ground. Valley Warrior, Pittance got away well with Alizari, and Graham Gold is driving through looking for the lead, followed by Marjanui. Out wide Old Man Sam Optima down on the inside, followed by Medicine. Back behind those Chosen Warrior, followed by Final Fantasy getting back in the field, and well back behind those Normal Practice, followed by Catapult Combust, and about 3 September Mist is last of all. This lead is going very quick quickly. Valley Warrior leads down the side. Old Man Sam runs to second on the outside of Grey and Gold. A length and a quarter then Pittance, followed by Alizari. Further back to Marjanui. Then Optima, followed by Chosen Warrior Medicine. Final Fantasy's a mile off the lead. And Normal Practices wide on the track, followed then by Catapult. And the last pair, September Mist and Combust, as they race up towards the turn. 500 to go as they swing around the Aspect Computing home turn into the straight. Valley Warriors giving them something to chase, out about 6 in front. Old Man Sam, Marjanui on the outside, followed further back to Pittance. Then Alizari down on the inside, followed by Chosen Warrior, and well back behind those in the field, Final Fantasy. But Valley Warrior is a big leader. Down to the 200, Valley Warrior, 5 in front of Marjanui running on, followed by Final Fantasy moving to third. Alizari, Pittance can't go on, but still it's Valley Warrior getting home late. Marjanui driving at Valley Warrior. Final Fantasy flying near the line, but Marjanui on the line has beaten Valley Warrior. Final Fantasy flew for third, then Alizari, followed by Chosen Warrior, September Mist, then Optima, followed by Pittance, Never a Chance. In behind those, Catapult, then Combust, Well Back Medicine, followed by Normal Practice, Grey and Gold, and the last one across the line, Old Man Sam.
Marjanui winning the listed national stakes there at Canberra. We're back at Flemington. That is Super Blitz at the barrier now, preparing for the VRC Sires Produce. Doug Harrison is the trainer.
Stalls are back and they're off and running. Left in a pretty good line too. One of the best away. All Courage Bounce clearly in front here from Tuscanos. And Barossa Broadway further out on the track when they settle into stride, and with those is Mustajel up running fourth in the early point when they start to pack up a little. On the outside, Barossa Broadway just led All Courage a length further back Tuscanos. Mustajel is up running fourth, a length and a half. La Lagoon outside Yorkshire Lass. Valkyrian and further back Spectatorial, followed by Prosecution. Well back Super Blitz, followed by Eustinoff, and then came the outside Archbishop. Niwan and Champion of Danes. 800 metres to go in the Sires. Barossa Broadway got the lead, crossed to the fence now, and led by a length to Mustajel up outside it. Tuscanos is out wide. All Courage just behind the leader, followed by Yorkshire Lass, and further back La Lagoon about fifth. Further back in the race then came Super Blitz. Spectatorial. Archbishop is wide, just in front of it Valkyrian. Around the turn they race to the 600-metre mark. Mustajel striding up quickly to Barossa Broadway, a length further back. On the outside, Tuscanos from La Lagoon. All Courage off the fence. Down the middle is Valkyrian running home well. Wider out Spectatorial, followed by Super Blitz, and then further back in the race, Niwan, 300 to go. Tuscanos in front, but Spectatorial coming at it quickly. Spectatorial's moved up to Tuscanos, then Valkyrian from Super Blitz. Out wide, Spectatorial in front now from Tuscanos, and then La Lagoon, and it's Spectatorial out wide. Spectatorial, a half length, has won it on the line from Tuscanos. Third's tight Valkyrian, or back to the inside La Lagoon, then Super Blitz. Eustinoff, All Courage, and further back Mustajel carved up from Champion of Danes. A gap to Niwan, a long gap Archbishop, further back Barossa Broadway, Prosecution, and Yorkshire Lasses last of all.
Number 2 Spectatorial, $9.80 and $3.10. 3 Tuscanos at $7.50. Photo for third. Number 9 Valkyrian at $2.60, or 13 La Lagoon at $2.40.
Number two Spectatorial, big performance ridden by Patrick Payne off the outside gate down the middle. Has beaten number 3 Tuscanos, and number 9 Valkyrian on the outside gets third just ahead of La Lagoon. 2, 3 and 9. Right out on the crown of the track here, Spectatorial getting up to Tuscanos and La Lagoon. Valkyrian back in the middle. But Spectatorial's done a good job here. Third race start only. Won here at Flemington, won the Talon Dirt, ran third after leading out from gate number 10, the outside there in the Blue Diamond. And only its third race start today has come right down the middle in the checkered colours to win the Network 10 Sires Produce Stakes for trainer Matty Ellerton and connections here. It's a good effort. Matty Ellerton's talking now with Mark.
Thanks a lot, Brian. Congratulations, Matty. It just keeps rolling on, these group winners. Tell us about before the race, 14. A horse hasn't won from 14 in I don't know how many years. What was your plan after the horse going forward in the Diamond like he did?
Yeah, it was always to ride him a bit quiet, and, I just sort of said to Patrick, feel your way and see how he jumps and see what happens inside you. So, I was a bit worried sort of at the halfway mark, but you know, he sort of picked him up quite quickly, and, you know, he ended up winning quite convincingly.
Lovely individual, Matt. How do you get him to switch off? Like the other day, you start them up, and sometimes babies will want to rip and tear, but he just went to sleep. Is that just the rider, or has that got a lot to do with the way you train them?
Oh, I think it's, you know, a fair bit to do with Patrick, but, you know, the individual, he's very relaxed, you know, sort of horse, and he's just an out-and-out racehorse.
Lightly raced, are you tempted to push forward and go to Sydney with this horse?
If he pulls up all right, he'll be there, yeah.
Super training effort, Matthew Allen. Thanks for joining us on Sport 927.
Thanks.
580, scratch Viscount, Finbar 470, cut it out $10, Coral Salute 15, scratch Ben Manang, Brantwood Manor $20, Genesis $63. Over to Hosanna 290, Antagonise 20, scratch 11, Redfern Lady 13, Princess Gloria 25, Pyramisa $100, Ice Cap 28, 16 Rapture is out, and 17 Pip Monster is the rank outsider at 120. Now the full numbers: Eagle Farm are 2, 5, 12, Shah Alma, Pedro's Tycoon and Cantonte. Now Andrew Bensley with Graham Woolston, who has Typhoon in the upcoming race in Melbourne.
Well, Graham, only recently gained your trainer's licence. You've got Typhoon going around here in the Group 2 Blamey. When I saw you after Kilmore, you said, just needed that one. We're ready to go at Flemington. Do you feel the same way?
Look, I'm actually quite confident today. He's drawn the opposite barrier he did at Kilmore. He's drawn the one. Drawn to get a nice run in the race. There's a little bit of pace on, a couple of scratchings. Sort of makes it a little bit harder for him now, given that there's only probably the one likely leader. But all in all, his ability and a little bit of luck, he'll be right there.
A Mission, you get a bit of weight off that horse, and everyone's pushing up Cliff Brown's runner.
Well, we do get a weight relief from a Mission, but all the same, he is an up-and-coming horse. He's lightly raced, and I mean, he's nearly winning 50% of races, so they try. So
anyway, your horse is progressing well. You couldn't be happier going in.
I couldn't be happy with Typhoon at this point in time going into this.
Okay. Got any more in your team yet?
Yes, I have. Yes, I'll let you know.
Okay. Good luck to you, Graham.
Thank you. Thank you very much,
mate. Graham Woolston joining us there. Tappy is the trainer, the new one of Typhoon. Graham's recently only gained his trainer's licence after being stable foreman for Anthony and Bart Cummings at Caulfield. He survived a terrible car accident last year at Sale, but he's going to build a strong team in Victoria.
Righto, Andrew, thank you, mate. Hosanna is now the favourite for the Black Opal, $2.90. Finbar, $4.60. New Key, a bit easy in betting, $5.60. Cut it out, $9.60. Redfern Lady, $13. Coral Salute, $14. Tony Campbell is getting ready for his umpteenth call of the Black Opal Stakes. This is Group 3, 1,200 metres, and a terrific race it is too. Tony Campbell at Canberra for the Black Opal.
Moving in well here now for the ADT Security Black Opal Stakes. Hosanna's gone in. Now New Key goes up. Gay, the trainer's here today, Gay Waterhouse. Now waiting on Pyramisa. Ice Cap stands up, Genesis. Antagonise drawn the inside. Line is just about set now for the big one of the day. The Black Opal for the year 2001. Now they're under starters' orders. They're locked away, ready to run here. Hosanna's the favourite. Genesis, Ice Cap stand up well. Pyramisa. New Key settles down. The light is on. Racing in the Black Opal now. Pip Monster was slowly away. Redfern Lady or Brantwood Manor didn't jump all that well and showing speed cut it out. New Key is driving up on the inside looking for the lead with Princess Gloria. Easing back behind those Finbar, followed then by Coral Salute. Redfern Lady gaining ground. In between runners there, Hosanna. Out very wide on the track was Ice Cap, and further back behind those in the field, Brantwood Manor. Antagonised down on the inside, further back behind those, Pyramisa. And Pip Monster's along last, up towards the turn, 700 to go. And New Key on the outside leads a half a length in front of Princess Gloria. Now Finbar is getting a beautiful run, followed then by Genesis, and Cut It Out's going around the field now, running on, followed by Hosanna. Down on the inside, Coral Salute, further back to Brantwood Manor as they swing around the Aspect, computing home turn in the Black Opal. And New Key, the leader at the top of the straight. Cut It Out moves up on the outside. In behind those, running on well as Finbar, followed further back in the field. Then came Coral Salute. Hosanna under a bit of pressure down the centre, followed by Antagonist. Antagonise, but it's New Key under the whip, the leader. Now here comes Coral Salute with a big run, and also Finbar is coming through in the centre. It's Finbar and Coral Salute. They'll fight it out. Coral Salute on the outside, put the head in front, flashing up Antagonise, but Coral Salute. Coral Salute wins, close for second. Antagonise of Finbar, then Hosanna, followed then by Cut It Out, further back than New Key. Pip Monster, Red Fin Lady, followed by Pyramisa. Brantwood Manor well back in the field and pulling up very quickly. Genesis, Ice Cap and Princess Gloria. Stand by. We'll have the result in a moment. Number 5, Coral Salute, ridden by Jim Cassidy. Number 5 is the winner, Coral Salute, ridden by Jim Cassidy, trained at Warwick Farm by Gary Portelli. Is by Woodman out of Ethnic, raced by JT and Mrs. S.M. Rippon, GL and Mrs. M.O. Grimish. Number 5, Coral Salute, has taken out the year 2001 ADT Security Black Opal Stakes.
Well, I think we ought to make this a betting system. Jim Cassidy in the Black Opal on wet tracks. He did the same thing a few years ago on Fraud. Congratulations to trainer Gary Portelli, a very hard-working Warwick Farm trainer, and that'll be Gary's biggest success to date. Good luck to him. We're going back to Flemington. Here's Andrew.
Okay, yes, we're back here for race 5, and on track, Emission's been easy here. A little bit of support for Go Flash Go number 2 and Nina Haraka just drifting out a little bit. Emission's been a touch easy though. Elf, what are you going?
Yeah, look, I'm a little bit on the query side with Emission. I've put it on top, number 6. I've put number 3. Sedation in for second, and again I don't think it's drawn the right barrier, but nevertheless I've still put it in. And number 8, Umaline, now it will get back and will get home. They are looking for the crown. Unfortunately some didn't in the size produce. Patrick Payne obviously from the outside.
That was the trick, I guess, was it?
Yeah, last start he did a lot wrong in his race, and Rodney Quinn actually said the blinkers are what he needs, and put him on during the week. He worked brilliantly. I've always had a big opinion of this horse, and it's good to see him finally do it.
Well, you finally won a big race, haven't you, eh?
Oh, it's fantastic. I've always wanted to have a starter in the Black Opal. Here I am winning it, so it's fantastic.
Well, it doesn't stop for you here, surely. There's a race called the Golden Slipper just around the corner.
Well, that's where we're going, for sure.
Beautiful. Now, where did you come across this horse?
He was passing at Easter, and I was lucky enough that the owners gave me this colt to train, Jeff Grimish and John Rippon, and from Rearville Farm. Lovely horse. I picked him as a weanling out in the paddock. I'd love to train this horse, you know, but I thought I'd never ever get him. I thought he'd go through Easter and be sold for sure, but luckily enough, he didn't bring the price they wanted, and here I am with him today.
Congratulations, Gary. Great training performance. Nice switch with the blinkers. You got the pumper on board. You've got the chocolates here today. Well done, mate.
Thanks very much, Nick.
Gary Portelli there. Well, that was fantastic, Greg. The Black Opal's been won by Gary Portelli with Coral Salute and Jimmy Cassidy.
Group 2.
They're racing. Came out in a good line. Down on the inside, Typhoon, Emission away quickly with Nina Araka and El Caballo. Sedation will settle behind them, and there goes Go Flash Go, whipping around the outside. He'll take it up in the early point. Go Flash Go in the early stage, although El Caballo's pushed up inside him. Go Flash Go works, but leads El Caballo, now crosses over to lead a length. Vilda's gone up 3rd, and 4th is Emission, 5th is Nita Araka. A length and a half further back, Sedation from Ackerbilk. Typhoon just easing back from Market Price, second coming Umaline and Vetivia as they race along the back at the 1100 metre mark now, and it's Go Flash Go, 3/4 of Vilda. A length and a half further back, El Caballo 3rd, 4th off the fence now Emission. Ackerbilk 5th on the outside of Nina Araka 6th, followed by Sedation, second coming. Then Typhoon, Market Price, further back was Vetivia, and 2 to Umaline last of all, 800 metres to go. Go Flash Go about a half in front of the Vilda. Ackerbilk is striding up on the outside, but he's out 3 deep but rushing up towards the front. He's taking on the leaders now, Ackerbilk, and he's taken off a long way out. Up at the 600 metre mark, and he whipped around the